Yeah, auto accept guests. No, thank you. That's definitely a no. What up, Juan? You looking at it, brother? What up, Nathan? How you doing? Oh, somebody's outside. I hear crickets.
Cricket.
Yeah, I want to try to keep mine muted as much as possible because of the crickets. I'm
You're
at
all
work.
good. We like the ambience.
Don't stop.
I don't want to overpower people talking, though. That's my issue.
Oh, I get you. Oh, there's the guest of honor. Hold up. I feel neglected.
So do I.
Hi,
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. We're hanging in there.
Awesome.
Okay, first things first. I got to know, how'd you come up with your name?
You're gonna laugh. Chat GPT helped me.
Who knew?
I'm not good at brainstorming at all. My brain just doesn't work that way. And I just went into Chat GPT and was like, okay, I want to rebrand my current TikTok. And it gave me prompt questions and I just answered them and it gave me like a list of different things and it were different categories. Some were like sassy, some were sexy, some were, and I was like, okay, what do I like here? And QueenPinTater was the one that I picked. So yeah, that's how I came up with it.
That's awesome.
That's how I came up with mine.
Yeah, my logo, it helped me make my logo. It's helped me to design some t-shirts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm going to be the first. This will be the first time we shamelessly self-promote here. But I am officially in possession of the Bowlers Helping Bowlers chamois.
Nice. That's awesome. I like it.
I will be using mine in my lives this week.
Yes, that looks so good.
And then the t-shirts aren't done. We had to do a slight change to the logo to make it adapt to the t-shirts, but they should be done hopefully by midweek, so I can get these out to you guys in the mail on Friday.
Cool. That's awesome.
Now, these are mocks. They are not available for sale yet. We got to see how we like them first.
Exactly. Yep.
So how long you been bowling?
I have been bowling like off and on since like it kind of started in high school a little bit. But my first league was I think in 2007 and it was an all-female bowling team and it was a ball and bag league. So at the end of it I got a bag and I got a ball. It was a little 9-pound plastic, standard drill ball. It's what I started with. And then when I moved back to Asheville and started dating my now husband, I got him into bowling. And so, yeah, it's been since, I would say, if I wanted to put a date on it, let's say 2010. Let's go with that.
There we go.
Nice. So what got you into bowling?
My stepdad, he took us bowling a couple times when we were kids, and he had his own ball, and he had some trophies, and his shoes. I thought his shoes were really cool because on the back, like the left one had his first name and the right one had his last name, like these little nameplates on them.
That's pretty cool.
And he kind of like inspired me to get a little bit more into it just by watching him bowl.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
To get personalized stuff now costs extra.
Always.
Yeah. I mean, do they personalize bowling balls anymore? I haven't seen a personalized bowling ball in a long time.
The last ball I engraved was in like 2006.
Actually, funny thing is the guy at the pro shop at the bowling center that I go to, someone found a bowling ball that has a name on it. It looks like Miriam, but there's a space between the M. It's like an MI space and then the rest of the name. So I don't know if it was just a misprint, but they found it in the debris after Hurricane Helene, and they cleaned it up. And sorry, my dog's on the bed. They cleaned it up and they put a post out there to see if anybody, wants their ball back. But so far, nobody has claimed it yet.
That's awesome.
True story.
And that's the second bowling ball that I know of that was found. A girl that I know, when she was helping clean up in Swannanoa, found one. And it actually has a name on it, too. I'm not going to say the name because I don't remember it, but I asked her, I said, you want to try to find the girl? She said, heck no, I'm going to keep it. I said, I dare you to come throw it in league in a couple of weeks.
That's awesome.
True story. I have a Black Widow 3.0 engraved with an E on it for Eastgate lanes because they tear up your ball.
It sounds like our AMF across the town.
I was actually kayaking here in Florida. This was probably 2 years ago. And I'm just paddling along, and all of a sudden I see something floating in the water. And I paddle over to it. It's a bowling ball.
No way.
Floating in the water.
Floating in the water.
Yeah.
Wow. Waterlogged.
It had
I was going to say, those typically don't float.
Across the bridge. Yeah, they. I was just as shocked because I'm like, what is that? Because at first I was like, oh, it must be like a manatee or something, like
Right, yeah.
flopping around. And then I'm like, it's not moving like an animal. So I paddled over to it, and I was like, that's a bowling ball. That's crazy. I picked it up and I put it on my kayak and took a couple pictures. I don't know if I still have them in my. I'll have to look in my camera roll to see if I still have them.
That's awesome.
I was like, it is probably about, I would say probably a 13 or 14 pound bowling ball.
Interesting.
There you
I've never thrown one off a bridge, but I have thrown one into a dumpster before.
Bridge might be your next option. Just to say you did it.
Don't you dare threaten me with a good time.
Oh.
But then I'll get regret because I'll be like, no, that one game I shot really well with it. I need it back.
Yep. Instant regret, more than likely.
So what do you like throwing? Do you have a specific that you like?
I'm kind of all over the place. I feel like right now. I started out throwing hammer balls. Started out with a Black Widow Nasty. That was the first ball that my husband got me when I wanted to upgrade from my 9-pound ball. So went with a 12-pound Black Widow Nasty fingertip grip. And I just kind of stuck with the hammer line for a few years. And then I got my first storm ball just last year. So got a storm ball. It's the IQ Tour. And actually, before I got that one, I got the Roto Grip Duo. I forgot about that one. I got the Roto Grip Duo, and then I got my storm ball. And then I just ordered the Brunswick Infinity Quest. So I'm just all over the place right now, but I really do like that storm ball, the IQ Tour.
IQ is a great ball.
I was going to say, is it the IQ Tour Solid? Is it the blue one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the solid. It's the solid.
You got a goat ball right there. That's going to stay around for a while.
Yeah, well, the ball that I've had the longest so far is my Black Widow Pink. It's the one that came out in 2019. That was the one that moved me up from 12 pounds to 14 pounds. And she really kind of is my go-to ball. Like, if I'm unsure or I feel like nothing's working, then that's the ball I typically pick up because I know how it rolls and I can kind of figure out the lane a little bit. And if she's flying off to the right, then I know, okay, this is not the right ball for whatever's going on right now. So yeah, I would say that's my main kind of like comfort ball, if that makes any sense.
Right.
See, now I've got a Pink Widow myself, but I have a Pink Widow urethane that I throw.
Yeah.
That is the if nothing else works, this will.
Yeah, I have the same one, but I've maybe thrown it 4 or 5 games, and so it just sits and collects dust. Because right now I don't do a lot of sports shot stuff, and I feel like I'm not going to throw a urethane on a house shot. And so what I ended up doing, because I try not to have too many balls at one time, I filled it and I've put it in the pro shop to sell.
Hey, that works.
I don't know if anyone's going to buy it though, with all the controversy going on. It might sit there and collect dust for a little while, so we'll see what happens.
How do you feel about the controversy of the urethane?
I feel like I'm not experienced enough or skilled enough to have an opinion, except my only opinion is just don't throw it on a house shot.
I see it a lot.
That's really my only opinion, is just don't throw it on a house shot. If I can't get around it because it's been thrown on a house shot, that's my lack of skill. But I'm mostly bowling on a house shot, so it's like, just don't. Just don't. Save it for the challenging stuff. Save it for what it's supposed to be for.
Right.
I do have the one caveat, and that's for strategy. And that 3 lefty team that I told you about that I break it out with at the old house, they're in my Wednesday night league. So there will
then
be
you have to.
there will be 1 or 2 weeks where I bring out all the thing just to mess with the 3 other lefties.
I can see that happening. Every time someone brings one out, I always just say, I'll make a joke. We're like, you're just trying to screw us up, aren't you?
I mean, sometimes all you got to do is even just put it on the rack and let them look at it, and it messes them up.
Yeah, it gets in their head for sure. I like the color of that one though. It's such a bright, pretty pink. I don't know. I wish I could use it more, but I decided to try to sell it.
Now, you said you don't do a whole lot of sport shots, but are you throwing like house shot tournaments and things like that?
Usually USBC stuff. Anything with a handicap. I think that this is the year though I am going to branch out and start doing more sport shot stuff. We've got one coming up. The Carolina, I think it's the Bracket Challenge of the Carolinas. They usually do a whole weekend tournament. On Saturdays they do a 9-pin no tap, and then on Sundays they do a 10-pin scratch. So I'm gonna do the 9-pin no tap in October. But I did hear a rumor that they're thinking about getting rid of the 9-pin no tap because they're not having good turnouts for it.
Oh, that's a shame. I love 9-pin.
I know. Usually when they come,
I love 9-pin.
I know. Usually when they come around, it's always on a weekend that I've got something planned. And that actually is kind of our wedding anniversary or marriage anniversary. We went to the courthouse in October and then 6 months later had a ceremony. So we celebrate twice in 1 year. So I told my husband, I was like, I know that's our anniversary weekend. So if you ask me what I want to do on our anniversary weekend, I want to do the 9-pin no tap. He was like, okay.
That subject came up in my house tonight as well, because we start one of my leagues starts on 7th September, and that's my anniversary with my wife. So my wife's like, "Oh, great, you're gonna be bowling."
Yeah. There's another tournament that happens in September, and it's a memorial tournament, and some of the local guys put it on. It's basically for their dad, and it's a 9-pin no tap mystery shot, and it's always on a weekend in September that we end up having plans. And I thought this year would be the year I'd be able to participate, and then we've decided to go visit his dad.
Oh, geez, of course. Now, I've got a question specifically for you as far as tournaments. How many tournaments do you bowl in that actually have a dedicated women's division?
Not too many actually. Even some of the the USBC stuff. I'm trying to remember because I usually do just the women's state, USBC women's state. I try to do that one every year as long as it's not too far of a drive. I think I think in October they're having it down towards the coast, which is a 5.5 hour drive. I would have a place to stay, but I can't figure out if someone else would want to come to do singles and doubles, or if I could get a team to drive that far. So I probably won't do that one this year. And the USBC, like the Western North Carolina USBC Appreciation Tournament, they're having at Sky Lanes in March. And I don't remember if they have a dedicated women's or if it's just teams and singles and doubles. So there's really not too many that, it's a mix, and then there's different categories. Usually it's just an open tournament or strictly women.
Gotcha. That I ask because around our area, there are fairly decent amount of local tournaments in the St. Louis area that do have a dedicated women's division for women bowlers. And it was actually a leading question because I was waiting to see what you said for that answer before I asked the second question. Because I asked this of a lot of our women bowlers in the St. Louis area. If they prefer having a separate women's bracket or if they just want to go in and compete in the open bracket.
Yeah, so I think the last one we did, it was an open, and it was a mixed open. They had two different houses they did it at. They had the singles and doubles in Salisbury, and then they also had the teams in Statesville, which that's not too far apart from each other. And luckily, they had several different weekends you can choose. And so me and my team, we did it all in one weekend. And I think that they initially had like a women's bracket for like side stuff, side pots, side brackets. But if enough women don't sign up, because they even ask you, if enough women don't sign up, do you just want to go in the regular brackets? And I'm like, yeah,
Gotcha.
That's fine. Because some women just don't, not in this area. There's a few women in this area, but no, I don't think there's enough to really have just a women's division like that.
Now, my next my trifecta in the leading question is, if you were to have a women's and an open bracket, but they gave you an opportunity to pay 2 entry fees and compete in both, would you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Stop digging in the couch.
Yeah, I mean, because you just never know how well you're going to do. And you just never know how bad somebody else might do. It really is, it's about skill and luck. If you're going to do like if you're talking actual brackets, you don't know who you're going to get paired against. And you don't know if they're going to have a bad game. You don't know if you're going to have a good game. So I don't spend a lot on actual brackets themselves, but sometimes I'll spend like $30 and walk with 90.
Exactly.
I mean, you just never know how it's going to turn out.
Right. How many leagues are you doing?
Just one.
Just one?
Just one. I've gotten to the point where I just don't have the energy. And we've got a young dog. He's not even 2 years old yet, and I feel really bad that he's in the crate during the day. He does have a doggy daycare he can go to, but after Helene hit, they had to move to a different location. They had to downsize, and I couldn't even get him in on the day that we bowl, because the goal was like, get him in on the day you bowl. That way he can come home and rest while you're at the bowling alley. I was only able to get him in on Thursdays, and that's every other Thursday. So it's like I would be riddled with guilt. And I swear when I come home after bowling, if he's been in the crate all day and then only out for an hour and then in the crate for 3 more hours, he is just like a tornado. And it's 10 o'clock at night and 10:30 and I'm like, I'm ready to go to bed. You got to calm down.
What kind of dog?
He is a boxer mastiff mix.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Getting that
a lot of
energy.
energy. Yeah.
Nice.
I was to say I have kind of a similar problem on the days where we're gone because we have 2 little mini dachshunds, and if they get cooped up, they will get the zoomies all over the house.
Oh yeah, and he gets loud about it too. He'll jump up on the bed and bark at me like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go." I'm like, oh gosh.
I have to disagree with you, Steve. You got Dotson, she's got a boxer. There's 2 different animals there.
I'm not trying to compete. I'm just saying I have 2 of my own.
She's got a tank, and you've got the tire tracks.
I've got 4. They're not compare to what she's got. Not even a bit.
Yeah, he's a little wild. Now, last season or last winter season, my husband injured his back and had to step out completely. So most of those nights, I didn't have to worry about Kylo being in the crate like that because Keith would sometimes he would come and watch at the bowling alley, but he would spend most of the time just watching on TikTok, sitting in his chair, sitting on ice because of his herniated discs. But now that he's back to bowling, yeah, I can't. I feel like just sticking with one right now is the best thing to do for him. Although we were kind of talking about going back and doing the social league that happens in the winter. They only run 7 weeks at a time. So they call those seasons, and they'll run 3 seasons in one fall to spring. And so on those Thursday nights, every other Thursday, he'll be at the doggy daycare. So that might be, it's kind of like, maybe? I don't know. We'll see, though. We'll see.
So next time you're up in Ohio, we got to bowl together, for sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely plan on it. Yeah, my brother actually said that him and his wife were signing up for some sort of mixed league where you had to have 2 females, 2 males. And he was finally getting a USBC card because he's never been in a sanctioned league.
Where's that at?
I think it's at Eastgate. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. He didn't really say, but yeah. So.
We've kind of ventured out to Cherry Grove, and then we're going down to Walton, Kentucky.
Okay.
So, I like Eastgate. The people there are fantastic.
Yeah.
But the only downside to that place is the equipment's so old, it just tears everything up.
Yeah, that's what he said too. He said he likes the people there, that they really take care of them, but it's just not the best bowling alley.
Yeah.
Where else do you bowl when you're up in Cincinnati?
That's the only place that I bowled. Actually, we bowled somewhere else a few years ago when he lived. Is there Midland? Is it Midland?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
middle of
there
nine
was
was
a-
in Texas.
Yeah, he actually lived near another bowling alley, and I went there one other time a few years ago. And they had kind of like, I wouldn't say stadium seating, but definitely you came in and you went down to get to the lanes.
Is that Woodlands? I think so.
I honestly could not tell you. No clue.
I don't. There's so many damn bowling alleys around here.
Well, so far the 2 places he's lived in Cincinnati, he's been really close to bowling alleys. The other one that he lived at, he could have just walked through the woods to get to the place.
Nice.
That's
At least that's how he
convenient.
described it. Yeah, and then where he's at now, I thought it was about a mile. It's about a mile and a half. Where he's from, where his house is to the bowling alley, about a mile and a half. I'm like, gosh, that's close. I mean, we're close to ours. It's maybe a 15-minute drive, and that's just with traffic. That's not really that far. But yeah, he's super close.
I envy you guys. Mine's 45 minutes away.
I'm maybe 8 minutes away from my house.
That's not bad. It's not bad
I
at
think
all.
I think we got 10 within 20 minutes here. So
You got a lot of
3.
options.
yeah,
3, and the
Yeah.
closest one is 30 minutes away.
Yeah, we've got
Eastgate's literally 2 minutes from me.
2 in Asheville, 1 in Cherokee at the casino. There's 1 in Silva. There's 1 in Hendersonville. But we just tend to stick to sky lanes unless there's. I've been to the one in Cherokee for a women's state tournament. It was nice that it was there. Didn't have to get a hotel. 45-minute drive there, 45-minute drive back. Like, you can't beat that for the state tournament.
So the alley fairs is shutting down in December. They are not going to sell the lanes. 64 lanes, and they're not going to sell the lanes. They're trashing.
They're just going to trash it?
They're 3 years old.
That's
Why?
dumb.
I'm like baffled by it.
Yeah,
Rent
that's
the
wild.
dumpster that they put it in. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right?
Well,
I was going to say,
I
there's
know
big
that our
demand for
center-
lightly used lanes.
Yeah.
our center was up for sale right after COVID, I think it was. And it was originally owned by a bunch of businessmen that didn't even live in the area. And when it went up for sale, the rumor was that there was someone that wanted to buy it and bulldoze it and put up apartments. And so the manager that had been managing the center for a long time, him and two other guys, they went in and they bid on it and they won the bid. And so it's stayed open, it's locally owned.
Thank goodness.
The food's good. You know, there are some things that could be fixed, but I don't have a lot of complaints at all. I really like it there.
I feel like there's bowling alley food is either really good or it's terrible.
Yeah, it's either one or the other.
Yeah. I've had some really good wings from bowling alleys. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Man.
In Ohio.
Ooh, excuse me.
So,
Also hard to saw stars.
Have you thrown on string pins?
No, I haven't. Oh, that reminds me. I'm glad you brought that up. There is a hotel here. Cannot remember the name of it, but they have a bar in the bottom of the hotel called the Draftsman, and they put in 2 string pin lanes. And I'm glad I went and checked it out, like just randomly one night when we were downtown, because I think I would have felt really silly rolling in there with my bags. And all my equipment. It'd been like, hey, let's go. It's obviously just for people who are there to, have a few beers, have a good time. It's only 2 lanes. That's it. And the ball return's pretty neat because it's not underground. So you can see it rolling back, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. So yeah, it would be, fun to do just with some friends, but I definitely know that I would never bring my own ball and shoes in there because I think I would be really embarrassed if I had done that. They probably would have been looking at me like, who is this chick? But there is string pins, so if I ever wanted to try it out, I could always go and try it out. But no, I
got a quick question. Abe just said morning, so I got to know, where are you?
Morning.
Yeah, for real.
Because it is the dead of night here.
Now, we do have a saying in our house. I live with my father-in-law, and when we see him, it doesn't matter what time of day, we just go, morning.
No, that makes sense. That's as soon as I asked the question, I'm like, he's probably from Malaysia. Because I have a bunch of friends who I'll watch their league lives when I first wake up because they're bowling in Malaysia.
Wow.
Was that where you were going when you left America?
No, I cannot cruise to Malaysia. If I did, it would take a very long time.
I'm just picking on you.
9:30. Oh my gosh, they're exactly 12 hours ahead of us. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
So how's tomorrow doing down there?
Yeah, what's it like on Tuesday the 26th?
Do we bother wake up?
I was going to say, I ain't getting in no dang time machine.
I have a friend that lives in Australia, and when I say friend, she really is a friend. Like, I've known her since middle school, so she's been living in Australia for the last 10 years, and literally when we talk, like right now, if I message her, she's just kind of getting up and going. And then when I get up at 5:30 in the morning for my job, it's like 10:30 at night her time. So she's like starting to kind of wind down and get into bed. And so our days are just so completely opposite from each other.
So I got 2 questions. What's your biggest struggle right now? And what's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest struggle is consistency. That's my biggest struggle. And I feel like over the last year and a few months, I've just been in a slump. It's frustrating. And I don't know how to fix it. So yesterday, you're going to laugh. So the bowling nerd was live one night. And he's just randomly looking at people's videos that are speaking up in the chat. And I didn't ask him to look at my video, but he was talking about tempo and being under the ball. And I was like, yeah, I totally have a tempo problem. I don't know how to stay under the ball. And he just randomly looked at one of my videos and he mentioned that I looked like I was not allowing my swing to come back more. And I was like, absolutely. And it's because of fear, because I've dropped the ball behind myself so many times, coming off my thumb. And it's happened so many times I don't even get embarrassed about it anymore. I'm just like, it's bound to happen a couple times in a season at this point. So I went yesterday and bowled 8 games, trying to open up my swing, and I averaged a 122 over 8 games. And I had to tell myself, you're on burnt up lanes from Saturday, because they freshly oil them Saturdays. So it went all the way through Saturday, through a couple of hours on Sunday of birthday parties, right? So I got to keep that in mind. And then tonight we had our meeting for our fall league, and then they let us bowl 3 free games. And one of my teammates was there, and I threw my first ball, and he was like, "What are you doing?" He knew I had changed something. I was like, so I tried to explain to him what I was trying to do, and he was like, "Don't do that." Because I said, I need you to tell me if I'm coming behind my back because I'm trying to open it up. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're coming way behind your back." Said I figured I was. So we came to a compromise. I said, I want my front arm in the front. I said, you've seen Verity Crowley. You see how she bowls. You've seen how everybody has their front arm. I said, I want that. And he said, okay. So when you do that, you got to snap your arm, and that's going to bring everything forward. I was like, okay. He said, but don't go so far back. Let it be natural, but don't go so far back. So I found a good middle ground tonight. And I stopped going in the gutter, and I started hitting my mark again. I didn't bowl great, but I bowled better, and I felt better about how it was coming off my hand. So consistency has been an issue for me for a really long time, and I get very, very frustrated about it.
Well,
Second question.
hitting.
Oh, go ahead.
Hitting mark like that's going to be a confidence builder where you can build upon that, and the success to start building up, and next thing you know, you're right back where you were. Yeah. But your second question, my biggest pet peeve, right now, it's like too many balls on the rack. Too many balls on the rack. And then if one side gets filled up and nobody's shifting the balls over to allow the other balls to come through because nobody's paying attention, and I'm the one doing it, that is my biggest pet peeve right now. Just like,
I
get your balls down. Move them over.
I don't understand why people do not spare ball. Like, if you throw your spare ball, take it off the rack, put it away. Just put it away. It's that simple.
Yes, and I had to make myself start doing that too because the racks were getting too full. Like, I used to be able to leave my spare ball, but so many people are bringing more balls nowadays, and now you can't leave your spare ball. And I've started putting my little ball cup underneath. Yep. And that's where my spare ball goes. It's directly in the center, so it does not matter which side I'm on. I can just grab it, and then I do have to make myself remember to put it back down. I still forget every once in a while, but it's definitely something I'm working on because I know it bugs the crap out of me. So I got to lead by example.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Right? So
Exactly.
Why are you still there? I'm like, I'm grabbing my spare ball.
Yeah. And because I know my teammates' balls, if I go up there and I see that my husband's got 3 balls on there, or my father-in-law's got his spare ball up there, I go ahead and put it down. Just like, okay, I'll take care of this. But I don't mind doing that for them, but it's when the balls get lined up and nobody's shoving them over to allow the balls to come off the return. Just like, ugh.
See, now we had a flat ground house, right? So when I would get up because I'm the anchor on my team. I would get up and I would see 3 of my teammates' plastic spare balls sitting in the rack. I would literally pick them up off the rack and roll them to them individually.
That's great. That's great. That's one way to remind them.
Yeah, it gets on their nerves, but I'm like, you don't want me touching your stuff, quit leaving it up here.
Yeah, do something about it.
DGAP had a good question. What are your goals for the upcoming seasons?
More sports shot stuff. I do want my league average to go up for sure. I was really hoping that it would go up over the last year because last winter I finished with a 160 something, but I started with a 175, and so it went down, and I was very kind of disappointed, frustrated, all those things. And then summer came, and different league, different average from the year before. It's a franchise league. We voted to keep our averages going. Unless you're a new bowler, of course you get to establish, but it just got lower and lower, and I think I was down to a 160. And then when I threw my 625 series, it bumped it up to a 165, and I think I ended up ending with a 163. I don't know. I really wanted that 190 average because I thought maybe I could do one PWBA event. There's one I don't know if it's in November, but I know that the sign-ups open in September. But you still have to have a 190 average over so many games in a league in your league, whether you have a card or not. And that was kind of my goal last year, and I fell short. So I'm hoping that I can get my average up and do that next year.
Spares. Get you to 190.
Yeah. Gotta get the spares. I'm leaving a lot of splits. It's so frustrating. A lot of splits.
I was like that for 2 years solid. For 2 years, I was a 3 true outcome bowler. Strike, spare, or strike, split, 7-pin. Those were my 3 true outcomes.
I will say that even if you get those splits, I had 3 splits in a row. I had a spare first frame, split second frame, split third frame, split fourth frame. Did a ball change. Still saved a $200.
Yeah. Sometimes that helps, doing a ball change. I get kind of confused a little bit. I'm like, do I need a ball change, or am I just really missing my mark? So I try to pay attention to how I'm releasing the ball. If I'm not releasing it how I should, if I'm pushing by accident, for some reason I'm just wanting to push instead of just letting it roll off my hand, then I know it's my hand, right? I know it's not the ball. If I'm not hitting my mark, I know it's not the ball. And then sometimes I'm hitting my mark, but I'm wanting to move, and the movements that I'm making I'm still not getting the result. And then I'm like, do I change the ball, or do I just keep trying? I just never know exactly when to change the ball.
Yeah, that's when I'm looking at a shot that I don't like, that is always my first question. Was that me, or was that the ball?
Yeah.
And you got to be honest with yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure. And sometimes I'll joke around and say, ball changed, and then I'm like, no, it's me. It's totally me.
I've got a guy in my Tuesday night league. He says I ball change way too much, so I'll throw 3 or 4 in a row, and he'll look over and be like, all right, about time for a ball change.
Hey, the people that bowl with you, they know you. They get used to it. They see it.
Well, he's got to give me crap about something, because I continuously give him crap because he lofts the ball to the arrows.
Ooh.
When he bowls. And he
loud?
and he throws nothing but pearls. And I'm like, dude, you're defeating the entire purpose of that ball, because you don't have to skid through the heads, because you jump them anyway.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I just throw the round thing down the lane. Whatever happens, happens.
Right. What's the weirdest thing you've seen in the bowling alley?
Oh gosh, the ball return spit the ball out from the top. You can actually see, at least we can in our center, when it's coming down and then goes underground, there's a short window where you can see the ball. And it came out and it was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I was on 4. No. I was on 5. I've got a video of it, but the wild thing is we weren't on the same pair of lanes. But the way it came out, it bounced over his lane and into my lane and into my left gutter and rolled up the left gutter. And I happened to be recording it. Like I was recording my practice, and so I got it on camera, and I posted it on TikTok.
That's interesting.
That's definitely the weirdest thing that I've witnessed.
It's definitely something you don't see every day.
Nope. It rolled all the way back up the lane. It was wild.
Unfortunately, at Eastgate lanes, you see wild things like that all the time.
Now,
when I was up with Cobra and we were bowling, a piece of the pin set broke off and fell in the lane, and someone threw the ball. That ball jumped before it hit the pins, and I mean, like it looked like the bowling ball was like basically doing like a suplex against the pins. Like I was
gosh.
like, what was that?
That was my mania, or my Widow 3.0 that day.
Yeah.
And that's why it's got an E in it now.
now,
It's been branded.
Right.
how far have you seen like a piece of a ball fly into another set of lanes? I'll give you an example. I saw somebody with old worn out inserts throw the ball. The insert goes flying out of the ball after his release and lands 3 pairs over.
Wow.
Yeah. Never seen
Kind of
anything
impressive.
that wild.
Like it went
I've seen
straight
it.
up, it hit the ceiling, hit one of the gutters at just the right angle, and shot that way.
Yeah, that's wild. I think I didn't witness it, but I know that during a USBC tournament, somebody's thumb, their JoPo, wasn't locked in, and it came out. And I think it got lost in the ball return, because when the ball came back, it was gone. So I was like, ooh. I mean, what do you do?
I have seen that too. I've seen that with a turbo, where somebody threw their ball and their thumb was still on their thumb.
Yeah.
I've had that happen with my inserts when I was getting some balls re-drilled to fix my pitch and my span. And even the guy, when he gave me the ball, he goes, I don't know if I glued these in. I was like, I guess we're going to find out. And sure enough, I mean, it stuck on my finger. One of them stuck on my finger, so I took it back in there. He glued it in. Threw it again. The other one stuck on my finger. I was like, they're glued in now.
You put the glue on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Okay, D Gab asked another good one. When you're in your league meeting, has there been any weird rules been discussed and adopted?
No weird ones. Not really. No, none that I can think of. I mean, we had some discussion for a long time, for several seasons, about having like 100% handicap. Because USBC rules, or their guidelines say that, they've done all these studies and 100% handicap, does not affect who really wins. Your better average bowlers are going to win. And so there was some back and forth about that for a while. But we've actually been able to kind of come to an agreement. It's not 100% of 200, but last winter, wild, we did 100% of 230. So some of our higher bowlers had handicap, but this season we voted on 100% of 210. But we capped the handicap at 100 pins.
Thank you. That is one of my things.
We capped it last winter at 80. 100% of 230, handicap capped at 80. This season it's 100% of 210, handicap capped at 100.
What goes on in Mark Dillard's bowling alley that they're barking?
that
That's
they
just
outlawed
weird in
barking.
itself.
Barking?
What the?
I saw a video last week, and the commotion going on in the back of this alley. I was like completely shocked with like how rowdy people were. I'm like, I get it. It's a bowling alley. We all kind of like chuckle it up a little bit. We have fun. But I mean, this alley was harsh.
No barking.
Well, I'll tell you what. There was the last couple of years in the league that where the house closed. Anybody, and it is a full 20. A 22 out of 24 lanes were taken up, so it fills the entire house.
Yeah.
You leave a 5-pin in that league, it is an event. Like
Wow.
people stop and go racing to where the 5-pin was. And we had 2 or 3 teams that anytime somebody left a 5-pin, they would literally stand up from their table and shout at the top of their lungs, "We have a 5-pin." And everybody would just take off to that pair. It was great. I loved it. It was absolutely hilarious.
That's more exciting than someone bowling a 300.
And there was several hands up and several middle fingers flown after 5 pins were picked.
Yeah.
I bet.
Barking, though. Well, I mean, why?
That's
got
a very
so many
interesting
questions.
example. Is that just an example, or is that based on true events? No barking allowed.
Well, it's what DCAP said. Mark Dillard's league just passed no barking, so it
Yeah,
must be
for
a thing.
example, barking.
It's okay. Wow.
Leave your dog collar at home.
No, wear the shock collar, and I will bring in my shock.
Oh my gosh.
Now that would be
They
interesting.
passed it. They passed a no barking rule. What's the penalty if somebody barks?
Does it disqualify a shot or something? I mean,
No fire hydrant. I mean, what?
Oh, they did. I mean, this isn't a weird rule, but it was kind of sad that the owner had to bring it up. But basically, he said, if you get upset or angry, don't beat on the equipment.
yes.
Don't beat on the keyboard. Don't beat on the ball return. Don't do any of that. He said, this is the only warning. He said, if it happens, you're going in blind for the rest of the night. And I was like, that it's sad that you have to talk to adults about that. Like, just manage your anger. We all get angry, right? Believe me, there's times that I want to throw stuff. I restrain it. I hold
look
it
at our ball
in.
return. All of our ball returns have marks from people kicking the ball return. Like,
Yeah.
I was saying,
Kicking and
Cobra,
punching.
wasn't it you that suggested putting a boxing target
Oh, yeah.
on the ball return?
Yeah. I think it would
We
be
actually
good.
have one of those arcade boxing bags, the punching bags. They should do something with that. Like, if you get mad, we'll give you $1 and you can go punch it or something.
But yeah, put one of those punching bags, the drop downs, except leave it on a pendulum
Yeah.
and just put it on every ball return. Whop!
just
Yeah.
make it just make it a 10-pin.
Yeah. Yeah. Make it a 10-pin. Punch it.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah, but like out at like Eastgate, for example, they probably wouldn't bolt it down right. It'd fall off and hit somebody.
Oh. See? D-Gab likes the idea. Just go punch the bag.
That's right.
See, now that would be a good idea. Like, every team's got a collection jar. Like my team, if we hang somebody, you pay a 50-cent penalty, or if you throw a gutter on your first ball, you pay a 50-cent penalty. If you shoot below average, that's a 50-cent penalty. You shoot below the average floor, which is 140. You shoot below 140, you pay $1 penalty, so you're paying $2. But you could reinvest that and be like, all right, well, I'm taking $1 out and go to the
Yeah.
punching bag machine.
Yeah. Well, okay, so what do you do with your pot?
Do what?
What do you do with your pot? Like all the money?
It gets divided up by at the end of the year between the team.
Okay. Y'all just
It's
roll
either
in
that-
with like a $10 roll of quarters for the night?
It's either that or it goes to like sweepstakes. It'll pay everybody's bar tab.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Everybody wins.
Exactly. Team
Buy the
pizza.
whole team
That's
of
kinda cool.
pizza.
Great idea.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to get hung in that league too many times. That'd get expensive.
Yeah, that
Right.
would.
See,
Well,
now
that's
my
not
team
fair.
on
Josh don't ever miss a strike.
my team on Wednesdays has a fifth frame hanging rule, where if you get hung in the fifth frame, you buy everybody on the team a drink.
Yep.
We joke about it. We joke about going to the bar, but we actually have slowed down on our drinking when we bowl. And it's like, so now it's just a joke. It's like nobody goes to buy beers or goes and buy shots. We just joke about it.
Well, I wish I could say the
that
same thing about my
happen-
entire team,
Yes, ma'am.
but I make them buy me Bud Zero now. So
But there you go. There you go.
Did that happen before or after your average dropped?
Before. Maybe I should be drinking more.
yeah, well,
Relaxes the nerves.
You might be onto something here. There was a night when I was on the social league, and oh yeah, so COVID hit, and for me, like my anniversary of COVID was when our dental practice shut down. So that Friday was our last day, and it was also St. Patty's Day. So our plans got scrapped, bars were closed, we went home. Fast forward a year later, phase 2 happened in North Carolina. We were back to bowling, and we got stimulated by the government with some money, and it was St. Patty's night, and it was opening night for our last 7 weeks of that social league. And I bought everybody shots of Jameson, but we had pre-gamed at the house with car bombs, and I don't remember most of that night. And I was told I bowled the best they had ever seen me bowl at that point. I was like, great,
Well,
I don't even remember it.
that's
And then I
great,
was
but
really
I don't recommend it
miserable
as
the
a
next day at
strategy.
work.
Yeah, I
I
don't
was so
recommend it as a
miserable.
strategy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Then the hangover was not fun at work the next day. I had tried to get the day off. A lot of people they offered. They were like, "Hey, we need 2 assistants to take the day off." Schedule fell apart, and I was too late to the party. And I was like, "Well, coming in hungover." It was awful.
Last night, we had our payouts for one of the leagues, and a couple of the guys went into the bar, and they were like, "Oh, where's my free shots?" The bartender's like, "Oh, you want free shots?" And they're like,
There's one.
he picks up the bar mat,
There's a little fucker.
pours them into 2 shot glasses,
Bar mat shots.
You're gonna have to take her and put her.
and they took it like a champ. I was like, no way.
No, because if you're making stuff that has cream in it, and you know that cream got mixed in there and it's curdled,
Yeah, I mean, you have liquor, you have beer. I mean, there's so much of it in that mat.
tequila,
Yeah.
whiskey,
You gotta scrape it off.
Rumpelmints, Jaeger. Oh, I used to be a bartender. I know what those mats are like. It's so gross.
I was gonna say the drink of choice for my team for the last 5 years on Wednesday nights has been Vegas bombs.
That's not a bad one. Not a bad one.
I know my alley goes through a ton of Fireball.
D-Gab asked if the
Goldschlager.
10 pin was looking
Oh,
like the
God.
20. The 10 pin definitely had a twin out there for sure.
It's like Weeble. You're throwing it 100 pins.
Well, that's like Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Val Kilmer. He's like, he's so drunk he probably sees 2 of us. Well, it's a good thing I got 2 pew pews.
It's Such a good movie. Oh, peppermint schnapps. Yeah.
Ice 101.
When I was in hygiene school and I was bartending at the bowling center, I did go on a Rumplemints kick, which was wild to be on a Rumplemints kick in your late 30s. You're like,
I mean, I've fell victim to Barry Rumplemint's many times.
and I have not had a shot of Rumplemints since I graduated hygiene school.
Yes,
I have no clue
Crown
what
is
you're all
coming out
talking
with a
about.
chocolate whiskey.
Yes, I
No,
heard
it's
about
coming out
that.
now. It's coming out. It's not out yet.
I heard about that. I'm trying to figure out what I can make with chocolate Crown. And I can't think of anything.
We ain't drinking it.
I don't know. Like okay,
Chocolate?
I like Crown. I really like peach Crown. Peach Crown's
Yeah.
really good. Mix it with some ginger ale, or even on the rocks. It's really good. But the Crown chocolate, I don't know about that one.
Nope, my favorite Crown is Regal Apple and Sprite.
Apple. Yep.
Yeah, apple's good.
Yeah, I like
Apple,
that.
I'm a ginger girl, so apple and ginger, really good.
I love ginger ale. That's probably my number one. If I'm gonna drink soda, it's ginger ale. Either that
Ginger
or
ale.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, Apple and Sprite was the drink of choice for the longest time at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
It just
Y'all
led to
gonna
too many
laugh.
times to go into the bar and going, "Excuse me, this glass is defective. It's got a hole in the bottom."
Yeah, I do that all the time.
When we went out to Vegas for my brother's wedding, on the flight there, I didn't see anything in the little airplane bottles that I wanted, but they had Amaretto, the Di Serrano. Such a girly thing, but I was like, let's do Di Serrano and ginger, and that became one of my favorite mixtures, wildly enough. And so now, if I'm going somewhere and I'm like, I don't know what I want to drink, and I want something, that's my go-to. It's actually really good, and I think the ginger ale helps prevent a little bit of a hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm allergic to almonds, so I don't drink Amaretto.
Ooh, I'm so sorry. Allergies are weird.
I'll stick to my beer next beer.
Keith's drink of choice. Keith is a beer drinker mostly. So if he's at the house, he loves him some Coors Banquet. He actually works for Skyland Distributing. They're the local beer and wine distributor, and they're a Miller Coors distributor. So before he started working there, we were more in like Bud Light, right? If we were gonna have just something at the house, or we kind of had this drinking in our 30s situation about 10 years ago, and our friends would come over and we would play drinking games like we were teenagers again. And so lots of light beer at that time. And then he started working for Miller Coors, and we switched because he could go into the warehouse and get 12 packs of almost expired beer that got pulled from the shelves for like $8. Miller Lite, Coors, things like that. And his boss at the time loved Coors Banquet, so he gave it a try, and he was like, this is like the perfect just chillin', sippin' beer. But if we go out to eat somewhere, he's more of an IPA guy, because there's so many beers around here in Asheville. I mean, the breweries are unreal how many we have here. So he likes his IPAs. Yeah, he's a beer guy.
See, I'm more with Richie. If I have to default to something, I'm just like, give me upper mid whiskey on the rocks, like Woodford Reserve on the rocks, and
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace on the rocks.
No, I do like whiskey. There's certain places that if I go, I'm ordering a Manhattan, and I'm usually picking like Basil Hayden as the whiskey for my Manhattan.
Yeah, Basil Hayden's just expensive Jim Beam.
I like it though.
Well, I grew up a
There's
Jim
a-
Beam drinker. My dad drank Jim Beam, so it's like,
There's
okay, I gotta get
another
off.
Basil Hayden's
I gotta get
that
off
has
that
like
distillery.
it's got like a maroon label, and I can't remember which one that is. I do like that one. But I have the white label here at the house.
Horrible armor shine. Yeah. The
Shiner like Shiner Bock.
moonshine, I'm guessing.
Oh, or that kind of shine?
I had this is way back in the day. I'm still living in Ohio, and a guy came into the bowling alley, and he was like, "You want some apple pie moonshine?" And I was like, "Nah." And he's like, he gave me a little bit. And he's like, "Just try it." The best moonshine I've ever had in my life, like by far, like, and it tastes exactly like apple pie.
Wow.
I was gonna say I'd be like, I do believe it's breakfast.
Breakfast.
Girl.
We actually have some homemade shine. We've got some plain shine, butterscotch shine, and salted caramel.
Oh.
It just sits there and collects dust. Every once in a while, we'll bring it out, maybe take a sip, but we've got it. And mostly, we just save it in case, you know, the apocalypse happens or nuclear fallout. You know,
Yeah,
if we
can
don't
use
go
this
in
to
the
be
first round, we're going out a different way.
Right.
See, me and my buddy brewed beer for a little while, and then we were talking about switching to mead, and then I just got back on my whiskey kick, and I got out of beer making.
Yeah, we have a friend that he makes his own beer, and he makes mead. He had a blueberry mead going for a while there, and then he forgot to check the fermentation, the alcohol, and so it kind of started over because he left it go too long. And then we haven't heard him talk about it in a while, but yeah, he makes his own mead.
Yeah, we save all that stuff as listening parties.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Definitely a Florida thing for sure.
Yeah.
See, I was going to do a seasonal mead. I was going to do a Valentine's Day mead with sparkling. It was going to be a sparkling mead with passion fruit, spiced passion fruit, and it was going to be called the Burning Love.
Ooh, actually sounds pretty good.
Never got to do it though. Maybe one day.
No.
I
But
sometimes
anyway,
make my
let's-
own limoncello. I'll
Back
get
to
like a
bowling.
90 proof vodka and take, you know, the not the actual lemon peel, but the zester,
Mm-hmm.
and you just use lemon zest. So the lemons themselves, I can use them for something else, but just lemon zest. Put it in a bottle of 90 proof vodka. Let it sit for 4 weeks. Shake it up. Oh, you strain it. And the day that you strain it, you'll make a simple syrup. And it's basically the same amount of vodka, same amount of simple syrup. Mix that together, and you've got this really good limoncello. Good for sipping. Stick it in the refrigerator. Drink it while it's cold. That's fun.
Sounds good.
So we talked earlier about the biggest weakness in your game. What would you say the biggest strength of your game would be?
My skirts. The distraction method.
Hey, you gotta play the cards you were dealt.
I've never thought about my biggest strength. I think I'm really coachable. To be honest, someone can say, do this, and I can do it. Can I repeat it and be consistent? No, that's my weakness. But I'm really coachable. I really am. I'm just inconsistent.
That is actually a good thing, though, because there are too many people that are too stubborn and set in their ways, and then they wonder why they can't improve.
Yeah, like, I'm always looking for improvement and for advice. I have learned that some people, they give me advice. It may not always work for me, though. There was one person that advised that I bring my pinky in to help with more rev rate. And that's actually when I started getting into my slump, and I didn't realize that was the change. And then one night in the middle of the league, I just flared my hands back out, and I started striking again, and I was like, Pinky? I was like, Pinky the whole time!
It's sometimes the smallest thing that will either make your games that much better, or it will just throw your game completely the other direction.
Yeah. And then the same guy told me I should do a little, like, doorknob release. And so, I'm doing it, and I'm like, okay. But then I'm realizing this is not really working for me either. So I went back to what I was doing, because I know everybody's different, and you're going to find so much advice out there, but it's not always going to work for everybody either. So that's one of the things I'm learning too, is like, just because someone gave me advice doesn't mean it's always going to work for me and how I bowl.
Right. Yep.
So now when he gives me advice, I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And then he walks away, and I just go back to what I'm doing.
Oh, of course.
Or struggling on a house shot even though it's PVA shark.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, what is going on here? I'm glad that you knew that.
Well, I had to go up to the guy and I said, look, I want the freshest lane you got here. And I was like, I don't care what it is. He's like, well, we still got shark down from the other night. I was like, well, give me the freshest lane. He's like, okay, I'll put you on this one. And I seen you struggling. I was like, I might want to let her know.
Not exactly a house shot.
Nope. Not at all.
Yes, Steve disappeared again, so we don't get age restricted, okay?
Right.
Thank you.
Age restricted?
Because if I vape on camera, it becomes an 18+ chat.
Gotcha.
So we flip the camera so the camera does not CC.
Saturday. Gosh. Yeah, Saturday we did a fantasy football draft, and I actually live streamed it just for fun. But I told my husband, I said, make sure your koozie doesn't show your beer at all. Of course, his koozie's this tall, but his beer's this tall, and I was like, yeah, I can't put you on camera.
Whoops.
Yeah, I was like, never mind, because those Coors Banquet, like the 16 ounces fitting in a 12-ounce koozie. I was like, yeah.
See, I have a rule when I drink Coors Banquet beer. I have to talk like Sam Elliott because he's the spokesperson for the banquet beer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Sam Elliott.
Which, speaking of which, if you haven't figured that out, that man is an alien. He has not aged in like 40 years.
There's quite a few out there that make me question where they're really from. Like, what is going on here?
Conspiracy side of bowling.
You see him in Tombstone. Tombstone was in the early 80s. And then you see him on The Ranch on Netflix. He looks like the exact same guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He time travels. That's what it is. He's a time traveler.
At least we're all on the same page there.
Yeah.
I'll give you a female version of the same thing. Selma Hayek. Selma Hayek looks the same today as she did in 1990.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the ones that are aging backwards. That's the scary thing. Like, we saw you. You looked 65. Now you look 35. What is going on? Did you re-up your contract with the devil?
You got some Benjamin Buttons running around.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Chase?
What's up, Chase?
Dude, you always come in like at around wrap-up time, brother. We need to get you in for a full show one of these times.
So, are you planning on doing nationals? Are you planning to do any national stuff?
Well, if I'm thinking about if I'm on the same page with what you're talking about, you're talking like the one that was in Baton Rouge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have arena next year.
Yeah, so apparently they're supposed to be coming to Greenville, South Carolina in 2028.
Yeah.
It's only an hour and 15-20 minutes from me. So as long as the world doesn't end before then, you'll see me there.
Heck yeah. And that's the thing is if we can't all get on the same team because you can only go down once to do it, we need
Yeah.
to organize the freaking weekend.
Yeah, because if I go, of course, my husband's going to be on my team, father-in-law is going to be on my team, and then somebody else probably. We don't have a consistent fourth bowler right now. We have one guy who did all of winter but decided not to do summer. Gosh, yeah, we haven't had a consistent fourth bowler in a while. So, like, right now we've got Yeshua. He filled in for Keith for the last half of Winter League last year. And now that Keith is back, I brought him back instead of Orlando. And I kind of felt bad, like, I'm awful. I should have actually talked to Orlando and let him know that I just kind of flipped a coin. Basically, it was a coin toss. Not literally, just figuratively. It just, Yeshua happened to be standing there one week, and I was like, "You're coming back in winter, right?" And he was like, yeah, as long as it's not on Tuesdays. And then I didn't reach out to Orlando, who was our other bowler while Keith was out, and let him know. And then tonight at the meeting, Orlando was there, standing there all awkward. I was like, I'm sorry.
So if the world starts ending, take your moonshine with you and go bowl.
That's right. That's where you'll find me. Yep. I'm going to have all 3 jars. There may be 4 jars. I think there's 2 salted caramels.
By the 10th frame of drinking
Won't
all
even
that,
know what
it
hit
might
me.
be over.
Oh, I'm going to be walking down that lane with my 38 and shooting the 10 pin. It's either going to be the 38 or the Taurus 9. It's one or the other.
Okay, so Eric Howard's having issues with his hip bowling. Are you sliding, planting, 2-hand, 1-hand?
He's a two-hander, which
Okay.
will have some hit action. That's why I don't throw 2 hands.
Yep.
I'm too old for that.
You need to work on the flexibility in your hip flexors and making sure you have good mobility in your hip joints. Believe it or not, start doing yoga.
And stretch before you bowl. Please stretch before you bowl. I know people like, it's just bowling. But what? You can still hurt.
It's physical.
Yes, it's very
It
physical.
literally, when I bowled 8 games yesterday, because I'm not used to having my left arm lead, it used to be just I dropped the ball and it went straight to the left, but I was leaving it forward to, I don't even know what that's called, right? And because I'm swinging it back, by the time I got done, I could feel it in the muscle there.
Mm-hmm.
It felt fine today, but immediately after, I could feel, and I kept going, why is this arm? And then I realized it's because I was doing a movement that I don't normally do. So yeah, stretching, warming up. I mean, I don't always stretch or warm up, but it's a good idea. It is a physical sport. You can definitely get injured. I've seen people pop their bicep muscles while throwing a ball. So, and twist an ankle. All sorts of stuff can happen while you're bowling.
But specifically
If you're
for
injured-
hips, the easiest thing to do to get your hips to open up is to get down into like a baseball catcher's position. Make sure both of your heels are still on the ground and start working your forearms towards the ground.
Yeah.
If you have an injury, it is wise to let it heal.
Yeah.
Especially when you get older, you'll feel it more. Trust me.
40s are no joke, man.
I was just going to say, as soon as you hit 40, you feel it. You feel it. You feel it. You feel it.
You're literally like, what the heck is going on?
All right. We're all Xennials, and Gen X here. We all know what this means. I'm getting ready to turn 40 in October, so everybody.
Yes. Good response.
That was awesome.
You know she watched Friends.
Oh yeah. But you know what? I wasn't one of those like consistent watchers when it was, live in season or whatever. But I did finally sit down. I don't know, 8 years ago I think, and watch every episode from start to finish. And I definitely cried. And it had been over for decades, it felt like at that point. But I was just like, oh, it's so sad. They're going their separate ways. It's over.
Pivot.
Chase, that was giving the finger without actually having to give it.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
Ross. That was Ross and Monica's way of flipping off their parents when they were younger.
Yep. So they could do this and their parents wouldn't know what they were saying.
Yep.
And then Ross came up with this.
Yeah.
That argument
It
that
was
led
always
up to the
his-
forearms one was absolutely hilarious because he's just getting ready to leave and then he turns around.
Yeah. Oh, I love that show.
I had a dog named Chandler Bing.
Chandler Bing. Mm. Then you
See,
had like,
now-
How I Met Your Mother came out, which was basically the same premise but different, Same
Yeah.
but different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
we
little
liked
bit more
that show.
raunchy.
The last couple seasons, they got a little, like they tried too hard to be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people were mad at the season finale because it actually, to me, it ended in a real life scenario. Instead of like a fairy tale ending, it ended in a real life scenario. And people hated that. People hate reality.
If you didn't realize he was going to end up with Robin in one way, shape, or form, y'all were dumb.
It did kind of blow my mind because I was just like, really? All of this? 8 seasons? Just to be where we thought you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
To go back to where it all started?
Mm-hmm.
Blue French horn and everything?
Everything. All of it. Yep.
But no, Robin and Barney did trip me out, though. I was like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah, and I thought, for sure that was going to be how it ended, but...
But no, back to Friends. The older I get, the more I realize that Chandler Bing was my spirit animal, and I just didn't know it.
Didn't know it. He was definitely the funniest one on that show. Well, his character, and Phoebe.
Yeah.
Those were they were my favorite.
That's because he was drunk 90% of the time.
Yeah, he definitely. I didn't read the book, but I heard him talk about it and
Yeah, he had
how
some
he could watch each season and see the different whatever he was doing, whether it was drinking or pills or whatever. He could see.
Yeah.
He said he could see the difference.
He said that he hated watching
Yeah.
reruns because
He hated it.
he could see what he was. He knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was like a Charlie Sheen in 2.5 Men. There was a reason why he was strategically placed next to a prop he could lean on.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But no, and I'm not talking about Matthew Perry. I am literally talking Chandler Bing, the sarcastic, dry humor. He is my spirit.
Yes.
animal.
Yeah. Let's hope you're not Matthew Perry, spirit animal.
Ew. Two bouts with alcoholism is enough for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great role
But-
model, Steve. Just teasing.
Hey, you know what? I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. I've beat alcoholism twice, and I've beaten pain pills once and never went back.
That's good.
Well, I can't say I never went back because I had a relapse or two, but I never got back into it. Once I said I was done minus a few bad decisions.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
It does.
My only addiction is caffeine and social media.
Oh, caffeine and nicotine, those are never going away.
Yeah. I try not to do too many sodas because of the sugar, but I have to have my coffee in the morning. Have to.
I probably do a good 2 to 3 energy drinks a day.
Ew.
So bad for your kidneys. So bad.
Well, and that's what I've always said. I am more than willing to be a kidney donor, but if I'm donating a kidney, you're taking the stone producer.
They're probably going to leave that one in there.
Hey, it's got to be mutually beneficial for the both of us. You need it to survive, and I'm tired of having stones, so have at it.
It's a win-win.
Exactly. Because they say once you've had a kidney stone, the stone that develops the kidney is going to be the stone producer. It doesn't like go back and forth.
Yeah. Luckily, I've never had kidney stones.
Yep, I'm knocking on wood right now.
Well, even like drinking a lot of like Gatorade when you're not actually sweating, that can cause kidney stones. If you're
Yeah, 'cause it's loaded up with sodium.
replenishing your electrolytes that you're not losing,
Mm-hmm.
it's too much for the body.
Which Gatorade is not the same as what it used to be. From back in the day, Gatorade was a different breed.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Just like everything's changed. Mostly for the worse.
I mean,
Once it
all right,
gets
buddy.
owned by a company,
Chase, good luck tomorrow, buddy.
they load it with sugar, so you get addicted to it.
well, let alone let's little chit chat about bioengineered ingredients. Bread doesn't even mold anymore. Like,
It's
Well,
everywhere.
and that's the thing. You want to talk about all the drugs in this country? The most dangerous and most prevalent drug in the entire country is frickin' sugar.
yeah.
Yeah. I went into Whole Foods, and I don't normally shop Whole Foods because I feel like it's expensive and bougie.
Yeah.
But I went in there pretty much for the first time to actually shop, not just look for something specific that you can only get there. And I was in the produce section, and I saw that there was some squash. I was like, okay. I went and I touched it, and it didn't feel fresh. It felt way too soft, but it also felt hollow. And then I looked at the label, and it literally said a bioengineered food. And I was like, at Whole Foods?
Oh, that's crazy.
Defeats the entire
So I was
purpose,
like-
doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so all their produce, if I wanted, like, I made sure that what I was getting was not bioengineered. Because I was like, that's just weird to be at Whole Foods and to see that.
Yeah. I mean, my wife usually gets stuff delivered from Whole Foods every once in a while. And
Yeah.
I've always thought, like, oh, it's Whole Foods. It's probably like the
Right.
most expensive but healthiest that you can really
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Not necessarily
Well,
true.
and that's the thing now is apparently they're making like 3D printed steaks.
What?
Yeah.
Look it up
3D
on
printed
look up the
meat.
video. I watched a video on TikTok of somebody cooking a 3D printed steak.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
What does
I've
that
seen
even
it
mean?
It's wild.
And then you got Bill
I
Gates
did-
trying to make butter out of carbon.
I did get chicken from there, and I marinated it, and John grilled it on the grill, and it was amazing. It was really good. And the plan was I was going to do Whole Foods through Amazon, and I had everything picked out, but I wanted to pick it up at a specific time because I was going to be right next door. And then when I went to check out, it was too late to get that time, and I was like, well, screw it. I'll just go into Whole Foods since it's right next door, and I'll just shop. And I spent twice as much.
That's a rookie mistake. You never,
I literally
you never
spent
go-
twice as much.
you never go into a grocery store on an empty stomach.
Well, I wasn't even hungry. I just saw more things that I wanted.
Or
And
without a list.
pastries and stuff. I was like, and I didn't even really get everything that I had originally put on the shopping cart. There was one specific thing I was looking for. They're peanut butter cups. They're called Skinny Dipped.
Uh-huh.
And I love Reese's peanut butter cups, but there's a lot of sugar in them.
That is my biggest weakness. 100%.
Yes,
Okay.
and the Skinny Dipped has like half the amount of sugar, half the amount of calories. So you get your 2 Reese's, right? But you can eat 4 Skinny Dipped to equal 2 Reese's.
I like that math.
All right,
That's his
so
math thing.
I had been getting these skinny dips from Hungry Root. And Hungry Root is like a grocery delivery as well, but I was spending more than I wanted to a week on it. And sometimes the stuff would come and our FedEx driver would leave it out in the sun.
Oh no!
I think his English wasn't his first language. I think he was from Ukraine, maybe. Because when I tried to speak to him when he showed up one day, I asked him, I said, "Are you the regular driver to this route?" And he like mumbled something, and I was like, "Is that a yes?" And he just kind of shook his head, and I was like, "Well, can your next deliveries? Can you make sure you put them under the carport by the garage door, and not out in the sun?" And he shook his head, yes. No.
All right.
No, and then I found out his name was Victor with a K, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely not. He doesn't speak English, so I was like, I'm just gonna stop the Hungry Root, but I really liked the skinny dipped peanut butter cups, and I was like, where can I find these?
Has anybody done the grocery store walk of shame, where you walk out of the grocery store with an entire cart, only to do a U-turn and go right back in for the one thing you forgot?
I've done that before.
I usually get home before I realize it.
I also do the confused, what am I looking for situation, instead of just going up and down the aisles like a normal person. I just try to get what's on my list, but if I don't know the store, I don't know where it's at, so I'm walking around like 3 or 4 different times before I find it. Because I don't do a lot of grocery shopping anymore because Keith's job keeps him in the grocery store, so he brings home a little bit of this and a little bit of that as needed every night. So grocery shopping, unless I'm doing something specific, baking a cake, something for, Christmas holidays, he does all the grocery shopping. He knows where everything is. I have no clue. I can tell you where the beer, the wine, the milk, the meat, all the stuff on the outsides, I can tell you where it's at. But in the aisles, no clue.
Well, that's where you want to shop anyway, because that's where all your freshest stuff is on the outer ring.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah.
All right, so we are closing in on our new hard out time. We are going to be a 90-minute or less show from here moving forward. Any final thoughts from everybody?
Yeah, any questions? Any questions for me?
And while we're waiting, I believe we are going to be starting to push our podcast back about a half hour, starting, I believe it would be September 8th, correct? That'll be.
I believe so. That's when your league starts. So you're the motivator behind this, there, pal. Somebody decided he was going to bowl on Monday night.
Well, when the owner of the bowling alley asks you to bowl with him, you take him up on it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but I don't like to hang out with nobody.
I was going to say, we need to work out a promotion deal with your boss man there.
Yeah. Listen, if you get in with a bowling center owner and they're good people, they'll do stuff for you. I had Adam paid for my $60 to do a clinic with Walter Ray Williams Jr. years ago. I went to go pay him for it because I didn't prepay. I did the whole 3 hours. It was only supposed to be an hour. He was there with us for 3 hours. And then when I went to pay Adam was like, I covered it for you. You don't have to pay me. And then when the PBA came through this year, one of our local guys, Landon, he'd commented on my Facebook post. He was like, gosh, I would sign up, but I don't have the money. And he would be signing up as a non-member. And I was like, you better beg, borrow, and steal, because he's a good bowler. He's a two-handed bowler. He's really good. And then he showed up Thursday night on the sports shot for the PBA Anthony that we were going to be bowling on that weekend. And he mentioned something about it being good practice for the weekend. And I said, who'd you steal from? And he said, Adam paid his entry fee.
That's awesome.
Because Adam asked him, he's like, hey, are you signing up? He's like, I don't have the money. And Adam was like, I will cover you. Go talk to Steve. And he got signed up. So, and he's bought beers for people. Like, he's an all-around good guy. And if you are good to him and you're a good patron, he'll take care of you.
Right. I mean, I'm starting to do some part-time work at the alley. So when he asked me to join the team, I said, give me a little bit of part-time work in the alley, so that way I can kind of get back to the bowling community, because that's kind of what I'm all about. Because honestly, the bowling community has been so welcoming, not just on here, but in the local alleys everywhere that I bowl, and getting more into state tournaments and traveling and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of good people to meet, because the more people you meet in the bowling community, more doors open for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is gonna be our hard spot. Man, we appreciate you taking the time with us. It was an absolute blast.
Yeah, this was fun.
Go follow Tater if you don't do it already. It is an absolutely exceptional follow.
Absolutely.
Cobra, any final words?
Nope, I gotta get back to work.
Strong silent type, man. That's why we love you. Pickles.
I mean, as I always say, keep rolling the rock or kick rocks.
That's right. And I'm a firm believer in this, and the more episodes we do, the more I get confident in it. There will never be a last time. So, until the next time.
Yep. See you next time.
We're out of
Thanks
here.
for having me
Let me
on.
know.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
Y'all have a good one.
You too.